Hello, I'm Dale Petrock. I've decided that it might be helpful for somebody, myself especially, because I can't remember from time to time when I go out how targets compare. To compare the Eley X-Shot target to the ARA Unlimited target, both of which are intended to shoot at 50 yards or 50 meters, depending on where you live. Although 50 yards is the most common in the United States. The difference, of course, primarily between the two systems is the ARA system scores worst edge, while Eley's targeting system, the generic form or the Eley target itself, is scored best edge. And so on the ARA, the outer edge of the bullet hole cannot break outside of the line for whatever scoring ring you are trying to fit it within, or you lose those points. On the Eley and the generic target, which is scored best edge, all you have to do is touch that ring in order to score the points. And so on one you have to stay smaller than the diameter, on the other you can touch the diameter and score the points. So what does that mean? Well, on the ARA target, the center bullseye 100 is half an inch, and so everything that you do for all 25 bulls has to remain inside of that half an inch in order to score the perfect score. And so in other words, you have to be less than a half an inch total for your whole array of shots to pull it off. There can be no broken edge. Blue always has to show around the bullet hole when plugged on the ARA target. Now that means that essentially everything in your shooting zone has to be roughly 0.2223 essentially a quarter inch or less to be able to score a perfect target on an ARA Unlimited target. The outer ring from that, the next one out, the 25-point ring, is 3/4 of an inch, and so everything has to stay within 3/4 of an inch. Now that compares to the best edge scoring used in the X-Shot or the generic scoring system or generic target. The center bullseye is actually 1/4 of an inch, so you have to touch 1/4 of an inch anywhere around. So it's 0.25 plus the 0.2223. So they're very similar to one another, though, because you can just touch the edge with the best scoring, and you can't break the edge on the worst case scoring on the unlimited target. There's still a slight advantage kind of going to the X-Shot, the generic target. The 9 ring on the generic or X-Shot target is a half an inch, same as the bullseye on the unlimited target. Now the difference, of course, being that with the best edge scoring, it's that 0.5 plus the 0.2223 for the bullet when plugged with the X-Shot target. So you have to stay, again, to get that 9. It's pretty similar, although still slightly advantageous on the X-Shot target to get those 9 points. And so I don't think many people are going to shoot largely outside of that on either target, but they are, in terms of difficulty, I would say, relatively comparable if you're trying to score a perfect score. As you think about total points, because of how they're scored, one being 100, 50, 25, 10, and 0, and the other being 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, etc., the scoring is going to feel better, or at least I experience it as feeling better with the X-Shot target than it does with the unlimited target, which penalizes you more for an error than does the X shot. Instead of losing 1 point, going 10 to 9, you lose 50 points. You go from 100 to 50, and then from 50 to 25, and then from 25 to 10. And so poor bullet placement more rapidly decreases your score with the ARA Unlimited target, as I perceive it, than it does on the X shot or ACME kind of generic target. The big advantage, of course, of the X shot or the ACME target is that the software is free and available to be able to use on your phone to score, at least roughly score the target with your phone at the range. So you take a picture, scan it, if you will, and it scores the target for you. Now, there is scoring software available for the ARA target, but you have to purchase it, and I don't think it works on a phone. I think you have to set it up separately from that to be able to pull it off. Now, do not misunderstand, in neither case does the software completely replace an individual who wants to score their target. You still have to look at it. You still are going to need to plug it. You're still going to have to double check even what the scoring system says, because there is a margin of error inherent in both of them. Bullet holes through paper just are not perfect, and so the necessity to double check and plug scores to be able to tell is going to be important. The other thing that is different between the two targets that will make a difference is you just have to touch the center dot, which is much smaller on the X shot target, but you just have to touch it to be able to score an X, if you will. While on the ARA target, when plugged, the whole the blue dot, which is slightly larger, has to be entirely cut out or blanked out, shot out, covered. You can't see any blue left. Again, it's worst edge scoring versus best edge scoring that you see with the X's as well. And so it's in some ways easier to get an X, in my mind, or my perception, with the Eley X shot target than it is with an ARA target. I don't think in either case I've ever shot a perfect score, so I don't think I'm going to have to worry about it in anywhere near future that I am likely to experience. I don't see the likelihood of anybody scoring perfect scores with either probably very high, and I'm unaware of anybody that has currently done a perfect score on either target at this point either. So that's my take on the system, and that's kind of where I fall on it, but certainly you feel free to kind of have your own perceptions, but that'll give you a sense of how to take a look at some of these and see what fits your shooting needs and desires. Thank you. Have a good day.